ladies and gentlemen, now let's move to the next set of presentations. We have a great topic, artificial intelligence, Devil or Deva, opportunities, challenges with the advent of AI. To take it forward, we have got great people. They have traveled all over from Germany and Czechoslovakia, and to lead this session, we have got a person who brings about 32 years of experience in the flexible packaging industry, and he currently focuses on expanding his role to support BST in diversifying and decentralizing its operations and ensuring long-term success in an ever-evolving market. I'm talking to you about Mr. Tappan Patel. Put your hand together for Mr. Tappan Patel. Please welcome Tappan Patel. Tappan Patel, please welcome. Thank you so much, sir, for being the moderator of the session. Welcome, sir. For the first speaker, we have, he is having more than 20 years of experience in flexography industry, and Mr. Petr Blasko. Mr. Petr Blasko, please. He is the Global Marketing Director with Soma. Welcome, sir. Please come. Please. The mic, you got it? Okay. Fine. All right. Next speaker, what we have is he brings about 25 years of experience in printing and packaging industry and a strong focus on innovation, operational leadership, and customer-delivered solutions. I'm talking to you about Joachim Barthelme. He is the Executive Vice President, Business Unit of BST, and also the MD of IQ System GmbH in Germany. Welcome, sir. Welcome. Over to you, Tappan sir. Over to you, please.
Morning, everyone. Before I start my session on the questions and answers, I think both the gentlemen have made some presentations, and they would like to give you insight into the AI that goes into various products that are related to flexography printing. So I would then first invite Peter to start with his presentation, followed by Joachim, and then we do a short session where I'll be asking them some questions and they would be responding to me. Thank you very much.
Okay. All right. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. So it's my time now to start with the presentation. In this session, we would like to speak about the automation and AI. But before I start, let me express my and our company gratitude to the organizers, to Mr. Anil, and also to Mr. Suhas. Thank you very much. I will try my best to contribute to this wonderful event and also to the great flexo community here in India. In my presentation, I start with a little bit of history, then we look at the automation, imagine it as a presence. Then we look into other industries very, very briefly, and mainly at the end, we summarize all the opportunities of AI, where we may expect AI in the flexography. And right after that, Joachim will take over and he will speak about the concrete examples which are actually now available. So let's jump into history. We learned in the school, first industry revolution, the steam power, the textile industry. Then the second industry revolution, Henry Ford assembly lines. And not only that, also TV and radio. That changed the industry again. The next one, we may already remember. The third one, PC and internet. How everybody is using it in our industry, for sure. So the question is the AI going to be a next industry revolution? For sure it will be. And it is happening right now. So looking at the history, in 1950s, there was this mathematical background for neural networks, the theory which did not have the hardware, the computer, to actually be powerful. I don't know, are there any chess players in the audience here? Anyone loves chess? Oh, yeah, thank you, Sam. Yeah, I hope maybe you remember 1997, IBM, the Deep Blue computer playing to Garry Kasparov. At that time, the world champion, nobody could beat him. And the IBM computer did beat him. It was not AI, it was actually a lot of data and algorithms actually. But we saw how computers could be powerful at that time. In I will skip 2012, AlexNet, that's a machine learning example. But let's jump directly in 2024, when AI actually became available to all of us. Not corporations on the cloud and big data, but we could use ChatGPT. And the question is the artificial general intelligence which will replace cognitive functions of a human coming? Well, there are predictions that it will come. It is not there yet. It may be there. So what does it mean to our industry? Let me define flexography how we see it in SOMA. Starting with the brand owner idea, there is an idea about, okay, this design is needed, creating packaging, then the pre-press production, recipe, plate mounting, job setting, job printing, lamination, and converting. This is a simplified version. We call it galaxy of flexography. This is how we see it. So if we want to take a look at present time and the level of automation which is available, especially in plate mounting, job setting, and job printing, this is the present time. The press manufacturers, they implemented automation systems into the plate mounting and also into printing. There is also usually a data exchange with the cloud, job recipes to make the printing easier and faster, as well as data monitoring what was happening on the press. Maybe this slide explains the biggest challenge for all of us in the flexo. How do we switch from one job to the next one? How do we stay efficient? So plate mounting, substrate setting, ink, sleeves, register and impression, and color matching, color correction. All of the press manufacturers provide solutions more or less for these phases of change over time. Okay? That's a current challenge and current solution, automation. Now, the challenges which we heard yesterday from Sante and also from other speakers about, I would focus on the operator errors. We have spoken a lot about how difficult it is these days to keep or to have the right operators, okay? Operator skills and low education. And that's exactly the place where the automation takes over. We try to minimize the space for the operator to make a mistake. We try to use the time and material in the most efficient way. So what will AI bring to the automation? Well, it is more enhanced automation. It is faster and it is more powerful. So we may expect more. Looking into we were in the galaxy of flexography. Now we are moving into universe, okay? I do not have much time. They gave me 10 minutes for this presentation, so very quickly, if I should have taken a look into other industries, there are systems which control quality much faster than a human, and much more precisely than a human. There is knowledge. When we speak to ChatGPT, you have your own experience what kind of knowledge AI may possess. It understands processes, especially with the digital twin. Paper line production, you may test what to do, what humidity would mean before you actually do it if you create a digital twin of the process. It can predict, it can analyze, it can teach. That's a great thing because the AI teacher would see what the student is like, if it is a person with dyslexia or if it is a person who has other disabilities, and it would adapt the teaching process exactly to the needs of the student. Okay? So adaptive teaching, as we call it, this is a great use for the AI in the future. And it may also operate in combination with robotics, or as ChatGPT, the OpenAI, they are now offering this ChatGPT operator project in the US. I think it's available, when you may actually control the computer with a voice recognition technology. So you would basically say, I want to go to a cinema, and it would find you on the internet, and it would pay for you and do all the things. That may be the future of the computer control. So looking back into our galaxy now, and looking into the opportunities of AI in automation and in the field where we are now. Packaging design, everything starts with the brand owner idea. There is already now AI tools available on the internet, multiple, where you upload your brand manual, all the logos, the idea, and at the end of the process, you get actually 3D mock-up of the stand-up pouch, how it's going to look like, in several different ways, including testing the UX, the user experience of that packaging. It's enormous tool. Text and translations, I believe that most of us are using the ChatGPT and large language models. Color prediction to improve in the flexo printing. Job recipes, this is a nice thing. This connects to the topic which we spoke about. Flexo is the technology of many variables. So in Globe Technology Center in Soma, we have Mr. Moreno Melegatti, very experienced guy, who always knows what to use, what analogs, what tape, and how to make the job done properly. Now this information is his skills, his expertise. We may expect if he leaves the company, then we are losing that know-how. Well, AI may be used to possess that know-how and actually teach it to the rest of the employees, or it could be implemented in the process itself. Similarly, when the job setting is happening on the press, AI may be a tool which would advise what to do step by step so that the operator does it in the most efficient way. Color matching and color collection and print quality, I believe Joachim will tell us a little bit more about the technology that is or may be available, reporting and dashboards, because this AI can work and process data in a much more powerful way. There are tools which predict for companies like DHL what resources they need to have in a supply chain. Processing our data could be also very efficient. Energy optimization, service support. Yes, any company which there could be a tool on the front end or the back end to analyze what is happening with the press, what has happened in the press or any other equipment in the past, and what would be the proper way to fix it. Again, we speak about the knowledge, a vast amount of data which are analyzed and which are given to you upon request in a proper and efficient way. Training tool, I already mentioned that. Cost engineering, I don't know how here, but our experience is that to calculate the cost is essential part of any business. Data for cost calculation, and this is sometimes a tricky part, especially in the process like flexography. So we may expect help from AI there. ERP system and predictive maintenance. This comes back to us. As the technology is getting more and more advanced, we have data available from any single part in the press, like drives, for example. An analysis of these data could be done in a way that we may actually predict what is going to happen if there is an issue uprising and if there needs to be any tasks taken. So this is an overview of all those opportunities of AI. We might talk about it in detail later. I'm trying to be quick with my presentation to the deadline, so just the last two questions. What is next? The answer is given. It is AI, and will your company be with it? If I may have an advice, we have heard it. AI is about as good as the data is. So start with labeling your data, sorting your data, so having a data in a structure, so in case you decide for AI later on, you may use it quickly, because implementation is difficult. It really depends on the quality of the data available for it. Joachim, now it's your time, and please tell us a little bit more about details.
Thank you, Peter.
Thank you.
You've already eaten away 2 minutes of Joachim's time. I can see Anna getting a little nervous. You will have to give us some more time over here.
Okay, I will speed up. First of all, thank you very much for welcoming us here in India. It's a pleasure to be with you. Thank you for spending time with us and listening to us, what we would like to tell you. Thank you also to the organizer team. It's a fantastic organization, and as you see, they keep us sharp on time. So we don't want to waste your time. Peter already introduced very well the AI in flexography. And we also heard a lot about future trends in these 1.5 days. So I don't want to repeat all of them, since I believe they already mistled into your heads in the last sessions. But what I would like to point out is this picture, because what we want to achieve in our industry is to simplify operation and to increase quality through automation, so that we, through automation, help to learn the next generation about the experience that we collected in our industry. So it's all about setting a foundation, first of all. So before we can use all the AI features, we need to set a foundation which links to the automation. Whereas in the past, we already connected web guiding, register control systems inside to the machine. It's the next generation of automation coming, where we also use image and spectral data. And the big aim of this integration is a predictive failure prevention based on image and spectral sensors. This is what we are working on in order to make the machine more stable. So it's no more about products, it's about solutions that we provide to you, to your industry, to get more efficient. To sum it up, it's about products. I told you, inline quality measurement system, process controls, and then on the highest level, connecting of all the processes. What does mean connecting all the processes and sensors inside the machine? Various sensors apply, connected to a smart intelligence, integrated, embedded into your machine to keep closed loops and short communications. But that doesn't refer only to one machine itself. It refers to your shop floor. If we connect pre-press with post-press, and back from post-press to pre-press, we generate the smart factory. The smart factory that exchanges data and makes our company more efficient, more beneficial. Connecting the processes, just to give you some sample, from extrusion through printing, laminating, slitting, and doctoring, the data should flow between all those processes. And it's important to receive position-accurate data handling, so that we know in each process steps which failure occurred in the substrate, in the material, in the print, and to have a bidirectional communication between all the systems. How does it look in an architecture? On the bottom line, we see our processes. On the medium, a synchronization level where we collect all the data of each process and provide the data, we host them into a platform where we can later apply an AI. Only at the top level the AI can enter, understand the data, validate the data, and feedback information to the control loop of each single process. And this is, let's say, the big picture of smart data and use of AI in any future application. So talking about this AI, having this right infrastructure. Some example, for example, flow film extrusion, where we had a problem that the extruder screen lost some metal fragments, and those metal fragments ended up in the foil. The inspection system, the surface inspection system, will dedicate those, but as you can see, there are multiple opportunities, or multiple shapes and frames of these metal fragments, and the AI has to be taught. So we have to learn the neural network with all these failures, but not enough of this, because it will continuously have different kind of shapes and particles. So we leave the level of machine learning and we enter into AI. AI can learn by itself what is the failure about. Second step, of course, signalizing the defect to the operator, but in a third step, and that's where it comes back to our smart factory, we close the loop with automation and we control back the root cause and rectify it in the machine. Apart from metal fragments, maybe more familiar, different kind of insects, and you can imagine how wide the range of insects can be. AI can learn by itself the different shapes after we have trained the network. Other samples in the industry, pinholes, print failures, we see there is missing pressure, a register problem, scratches by the chamber, ink splashes, so all these need to be trained to a network, and then AI can support us in intelligent defect classification. It can help us to learn the root cause and how to solve it. It builds up knowledge, a knowledge base for fast recommendations to the operators. It helps us in troubleshooting and even to automate troubleshooting. We are entering into predictive process control, and we can give fast recommendations to the operators. And of course, it supports saving waste and resources. Yeah. And coming back to the challenges, it helps us to ease operation, to fulfill the regularity compliances, and it generates us business benefits. This is what we are working for. So in AI as an enabler for process knowledge transfer from generations to automation. So what are our common opportunities and how we can grow together? So to create a sustainable business, we should digitize our analog printing through the help of AI and automation. Thank you very much for this time, and feel free to reach out afterwards.
Thank you, Joachim. I think we've got a deep insight into both process automation and the AI, how it's going to be, how the future presses are going to look. And I am now going to shift my role from temporary to being the converter, because I started my entrepreneurial role as a converter. So as a converter, I'm going to ask a few questions to you about AI, because artificial intelligence is transforming how we design, prepare, print, inspect, and deliver packaging. It raises big hopes, as well as there are a lot of doubts in our minds. So going straight into the doubts that I may have myself as a former converter, I'm going to ask you from that perspective. The first topic is the press room and operation and automation. To you, Joachim, if you were to deal with sensors, data and machine intelligence, how would you self-optimize press setup?
I already mentioned that in the presentation. So it's about to set the stage, to have the sensors integrated into the machine, and then this macro level that is looking on all these sensors, validating the data and feeding them back to the operator's screen, first of all, and of course to close the loop and let the machine be controlled by the feedback that we receive from an AI.
Thank you. Petr, how do you see AI modernize presses, which will help in enhancing make-ready, waste reduction, and operator support?
I mentioned it already in the presentation. This knowledge to create the right recipe, and then to choose the right sequence. If either you have very skilled person or two people in your company, or you would have an AI. So AI would choose which analogs to use, what would be the proper recipe. That recipe would be downloaded to the press or any other process, and it would also guide the person through that process. So the result would be it's much faster, it's much less waste, but more importantly, there are no mistakes in that process. So again, knowledge. Okay.
A straight question again, and I need an answer from the bottom of your heart. Do you think it's going to be a worrisome factor? AI is going to disrupt a lot of things, or you think it's going to be beneficial?
Well, when we talk about the operators, it shouldn't be a threat to them. It should be a help. It should be supporting to them, and this is what AI can be of. Yeah? So to give instructions to the operator, as I said, fast learning, giving help how to improve the situation that they are facing. So this is for sure an enabler. It might be a threat in terms of we have to change our processes. We have to optimize and standardize our process, something that we heard when we talked about how to manage extended color gamut. We need standardization, otherwise the variety of parameters is getting too wide, too large, and then the system gets unstable. So we need to work on standardizing our processes, but then it can be a very big help to our operators, and it will foster for sure the automation level.
I surely agree. Yep. It may, though, be a negative aspect as, it might not replace people, but people will be more efficient, so there might be some job loss.
One last question, because the time is up. If AI was to make a wrong decision, we miss out on defects or overcorrect the color, who would be held responsible, the system or the operator?
It's a legal question. My son is finishing law school, so I should ask him who. Automation, if you do a software and a code, it's a code line by line, and you know exactly what will happen. It is very safe for manufacturer if it is a coding. AI, it's a machine learning. So there is a data, neural network, and it learns, and it creates and understands the process, and it will then control it. But it can do mistakes, just like we see it at ChatGPT. I think we would have these warnings there that it is not 100%. We would not blame the operator. We would have to simply understand the fact that it is not a code which is 100% sure. It is a neural network which can make a small mistakes. What do you think?
I can only add on saying we have to count still on HI, means human intelligence. And this is what we should not forget. AI is not that we could sit back and just wait until the work is done, especially not in a craftsman's environment like in flexo printing. So we need the human resource, the human intelligence to judge. So it's not about who is guilty or is not guilty. The AI is an enabler, and it can foster the efficiency, but it doesn't mean that we can lay back and just wait.
True.
Thank you very much. I would like the audience, somebody, if you have quick one or two questions on AI, whether it's going to be the future or it's going to be a bubble that's going to burst. So if you have any questions, please. I think nobody has any questions. I think you've done your job very well, I should say. Thank you so very much.